Hi guys, this is Norris, and in this video I want to talk about specifically online dating, and I want to answer two main questions. One is what to expect from a guy's perspective mainly, and number two, should you do it? So let's begin. With regards to the first question, what to expect. So typically you'll start off and create an account on one or more online dating websites. I do have links to such websites below. So for instance, Plenty of Fish or OkCupid or Match. And then once you do that, generally the expectation is that you as the guy, once you have your profile written up, will be the one who sends out the initial messages to the girls. You're sort of making the online approach, if you will. And then you kind of wait and hope some of these girls respond. If they do, you get into this conversation going back and forth, and hopefully eventually can at least get a number, or better, actually get the date with them through online dating completely. Now, what you should expect in terms of responses, however, is very little. You might send out 100 messages and get like 3 replies back, and they're mainly from girls you weren't that crazy about to begin with. Also, you probably won't get too many girls messaging you first. And if it does happen that they message you first, chances are they're not girls that you're totally crazy about either. So generally, it's because it's very competitive. And to illustrate that from the other perspective, from a girl's perspective, often it's a completely different ball game. I've created a fake girl's profile before online just to kind of see what it's like. And within no time, every few minutes, I would get a new message from a new guy, and my mailbox would get full in no time. And I'm just kind of busy trying to weed out which guy I want to talk to, which ones I don't want to talk to. From guys' perspective, completely opposite ball game because nobody messages you. You're sending all these messages, nobody replies because all these girls, at least the attractive ones, are busy weeding out all these messages that they're getting from tons of guys left and right. Because anybody can send a message pretty easy. It's much more easy to send a message than it is to approach a girl in the real world. That's the key difference, I would say. The other thing I would say with regards to what you should expect with online dating is that often people will lie, guys and girls for that matter. Most I think girls are most likely to lie about is their body type, be it through photos that are sort of not really clear, you don't see their full body, or there's sort of MySpace pics that are from the top and you can't really tell what their body looks like, or by you specifying their body type as average when they're quite fat. I've even had a girl who I met in the real world, and on her online profile, she described herself as athletic and toned, but she was actually fat. So you might be quite surprised with what you see. So people will lie. You probably really need to watch out, especially if you're going to go on a date with a girl. Uh, you might want to be more selective and only try and message girls who have lots of very clear pictures where it's clear that they're the body type that you're interested in. They have the kind of look that they're interested in, and if their pictures are iffy or not, you're not 100%, you just don't even bother, because chances are it's going to be a bit of a disappointment. So that's sort of to answer what to expect, which now leads me to the next question. So should you do it? So from the way I described online dating, you're probably going to guess my answer, which is no. I would say don't even bother, frankly, overall. Now myself, I'm still sort of experimenting with it, just to see in case I figure out some magic formula or something. And I am doing it through a special mechanism that requires less time on my behalf, and I might talk about it in a different video. But overall, from what I've seen so far, I would say don't bother. You're better off trying to use that time that you would have otherwise spent online dating, trying to use that time to go and meet women in the real world, or at least preparing to meet them in the real world. And because, as I said, it's very competitive in online, and chances are if you can get a date with a girl who's a 6, let's say, online, then there's a good chance that you could probably get a date with a girl who's a 7 in the real world without too much trouble. So to say, don't really waste your time online dating, instead focus on the real world. It's less competitive out there. Of course, the catch to the real world is that you have to make the approach, which is typically much more nerve-wracking than just sending out a random message to a girl. Regarding that, however, I do have a video on how to overcome approach anxiety, and there's lots of stuff you can read about that. So ideally, you could figure out what works for you, and then once you can approach girls, then you're already way ahead of most guys who go online and can stand out. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to share my take on online dating, be it what to expect. and should you do it? Hopefully you guys found this useful, and if you did, then I much appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up and or subscribe to my videos. Until next time, enjoy and have a good one. Bye.